Okay, this video is going to show how to make a detail similar to this one. The county surveyor came back with some comments. They want this area kind of detailed. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So the first thing you got to do, that I like to do, is kind of carve out an area where you're going to put a detail. So I'm going to add, this is my viewport. So I have a polygonal viewport. So I'm just kind of stretching it. I like to do this just because it gives me a spot to work. So then I like to make a circle. So I'm just going to click this circle here. I'm going to copy it over. Gives me a spot to work. This one's going to have to be a small one because I can only fit it in here. So it won't be to scale like these are. It's just going to be zoomed in. So then you go to MView, type MView, and then we're going to click Object. So use this as our object. Alright, and so we got to make sure our rotation is the same on all these. So we want our rotation of our, because each one of these is a different viewport here. So where's my north arrow? I could tell I'm going to have a rotation there. So let's try this. So my rotation's this. Let me just Control C this. It looks like my D view is 40, which 40 would be going. It's going this way. So I could tell because it'd be going counterclockwise. That's the way CAD does it. Counterclockwise is turns it this way. So go here. I'm gonna go D view. I'm gonna hit enter. TW for twist. And let's try. It may not work. Nope, it didn't like that. So we're gonna go. So let's go. Let's act like I didn't know it and I had to figure it out. So I'm gonna go in here. Double click your main viewport that you want to orient to the same viewport. So I double click here and then I go to D view. Oops. D view. Hit enter. Hit twist, and that tells you right there it's 40. So then you just hit escape, escape, escape. Don't touch nothing. Lock it. Go back to here. Now I go D view, enter, twist. I'll put that 40. Okay. So now let's just scale it 1 to 100 so we can actually see some stuff. Alright, and then now kind of scale it even more. 1 to 16. There we go. So here's this area they want. It's probably going to end up being 1 to 1. So this is kind of tricky here. So let's see. We're probably going to have to make all new blocks like this, just so you can see it on this viewport. So we're going to go ahead and freeze this text layer. Let's freeze that. What's this? This is found boundary mons layer. Let's freeze that. So now we have. Tell you what. Let's go ahead on this viewport. Let's go ahead and let's see what we got here. Where's my points? Where's the points here? Okay, I'm not sure. Oh, there is no points there. That's why. All right, so let's do this. Let's put this at 1 to 1 for now. So let me just lock it. Actually, let me go 1 to 2. Let me go. Take that back. Let's go 1 to 5. 1 to 8. So I want to show this area. So I want to scale it right because that's important. We'll show you that later. It's really important. So let's go 1 to 20. Maybe even 1 to 20. Okay, I'm gonna lock that for now. We'll go back to my model space. So let's see. So I'm gonna detail this area as a little crowded. So let me just. There's another way you can do this. It might be even easier. Sometimes you can just copy it. That way you can manipulate this in a different section. So I might even just do that. So I'm gonna copy this. I'm going to copy this. This scenario, I think it's a little easier. So let me copy this. Sure, I'll even copy these over. I don't care. So I'm going to hit Control. Let's see, let me copy this one and this one. Control C. Let me come over here. Excuse my mess over here. Just put it out of the way. Just be careful with this because this is going to mess up your point system. So I'm going to just do next point number. Now I'm just going to delete these because I don't really care about these points here. These are just brought over from my copy command. You just don't want to get confused when you go out and you see some control way over here. Okay, that's an old fence post. Delete these here. Alright, so now we have our little area we can work through here. So let me go back to the sheet. So let me move this over where it's supposed to go. So now we have our nice little area we can detail by itself. And we don't have to worry about turning layers on or ruining this other viewport. Okay, so now let's go. So then also now we can turn all the layers back on. We can turn this text layer back on here. You don't have to worry about that. See, I got this point here, so I can freeze the points layer. I don't really need this. Actually, I'm going to keep that for now because I want to detail this. Basically, I'm showing that this boundary line goes right through these two fence intersections. Let's go back to model. Let me drag that square post over here that I'm showing. Okay, drag it back over here. So in the field, I located this. So this is a fence intersection between those two fences here. This was actually around about maybe a 5-inch, 6-inch round post. And this was a typical 4x4. So this is the found IP here. So let's go ahead, let's go to insert. Let's go to our found IP. Scale, again, hit S for scale. Scale, I don't really know what I'm going to put it at right now, so let me figure that out. Looks like 20 scale. 20 scale is going to fit this stuff here. So, oops, Control Z. Hit the lock button. So I can do it from this menu too. S20. Oops. Let's see what's going on here. You put that on the text layer. Your layer matters. You got to have the right layer. Let's go 20. What's going on here? Let's try a different one. See what's going on. Yeah, it looks like our blocks. So that's fine. Let's just copy block over. So we can just copy one of these blocks over. Okay, go to the center and put it right there. So I'm let's see here. So this is this edge of gravel road that we're showing. Okay, we can show the edge of gravel road. That's on the points layer. We can freeze that. This def line, I think let's freeze that for now. Actually, let's see. How do we want to show this? So we want to keep this line here. So let's go back and copy that line back. CO, enter. Okay. Now we can take that away. That's basically our center line we're showing. Yep, just has it shown on there. So now we can go ahead and annotate these. We can annotate these. Let's go distance only. These are all custom I'm not going to show that in this video. Okay, so this is wrong. Should be the same. Should be the same distance here. There we go. 1252. I think I'm showing 12. Yeah, it's supposed to be 1252. Again, a lot of this stuff is just graphical, so we can make it fit how it's supposed to. Yeah, see, that's going over there. That's 1250. So it's just, let's go ahead and, I know it's supposed to be 1252. I don't really like to explode things. So we can do, since this is just a def line, let's see here. Yeah, that's supposed to go out to this intersection there. Yep, 1252. So then we're going to drag that out there, drag that out, put these on the right layer, put them on text, Control S. So now I'm showing, now I have a nice detail basically showing that area, and now I can do an M lead, and I could show basically tied intersection of, this may not fit. So then you go here, our DV was 40, you should remember that, you put -40, that puts it up right up perpendicular. So that might not fit there. So what we'll have to do, you can do another trick. So you can do an MT out here. Make sure you have it on the right style. Let's go L100 for all our labels, L100. There it is. Set current. MT. Actually, no, we're doing an M lead. So we can go like that. So tied intersection of found 4x4 fence post, and yeah, it was about a 6-inch round fence post. Okay, you can move it there. So now we could hopefully squeeze this in somehow here. Looks like we're going to be able to squeeze it in there. And then you could always add leaders, add a vertex if you want to make it. Yeah, if you want to put it over here, you can play with this. Put it up higher. If you needed to move this down, we can always move this down a little bit. Move your window down here. And then we could put that there. Okay. So then you're going to want to, you can put one of these here, copy this, but not to scale. Then you could probably put a, we're going to want to put a, so that's the arc text. I'm not going to go over arc text right now. It's a little complicated. But we're going to put, let's just put an MT, give it a name. This is going to be detail, how about C? Detail C, 0.1 text height. Let's give it a little bit bigger. Let's go 0.12 to match this, not the scale height there. Okay, so then now you got a detail C just like that. So now we're going to do, let's go in model space, let's go to tie line, circle. I like to do circles. I guess you can always do an oval, but click it, display order, send it to the back so it doesn't cover everything. So now we have a nice detail of what the county surveyor is asking us to do. Detail this area. Alright, this concludes the video of how to make a detail of an area. Actually, before I end the video, let me just show you. Let me finalize it there. You're going to want to also show that this is detail A. So you go to MT, C, or I'm sorry, detail C. So you can put it like this, and let's background mask it. Put 1.1. So now you have a nice on the map there. It says C detail C. There you go. Where's detail C? There it is. Okay, this concludes the video of how to create a detail.